The Melnikov House in Moscow is one of the most unique and iconic examples of avant-garde architecture in the world. Designed and built by the visionary architect Konstantin Melnikov between 1927 and 1929, this private residence was not only his family home but also a bold architectural experiment. The house is made of two intersecting cylindrical towers with over 60 hexagonal windows, which create a striking geometric look both inside and out. Despite being compact in size, the design makes perfect use of natural light and space, giving it an airy and artistic feel. Many visitors admire the Melnikov House because it represents freedom of creativity during a time of strict architectural rules in the Soviet Union. Today, it stands as a symbol of innovation, courage, and timeless beauty, making it a must-see landmark for anyone interested in Russian culture and world architecture. The Arseny Morozov House, often called the Morozov Mansion, is one of Moscow's most famous and unforgettable landmarks. Built in the late 19th century, it was commissioned by the young millionaire Arseny Morozov, a member of the wealthy Morozov family, who wanted his residence to be unlike anything else in Russia. Inspired by the Manueline style of Portugal, the mansion combines elements of Gothic, Moorish, and Renaissance architecture, resulting in a truly eccentric and fairy tale-like appearance. Its facade is decorated with twisted columns, carved ornaments, arched windows, and unusual patterns that instantly capture attention. At the time of its construction, many people in Moscow criticized the design, even joking that it was too extravagant and strange, but over the years it became a celebrated symbol of creativity and individuality. Today, the Morozov Mansion is loved by locals and tourists alike for its boldness, uniqueness, and charm. Visitors are drawn to it not only because of its whimsical beauty but also because it reflects the daring spirit of its creator, who was not afraid to challenge traditions. It stands as a reminder that architecture can be both playful and artistic, making it one of the most photographed and admired houses in Russia. The Kizhi Pogost is one of the most extraordinary wooden architectural ensembles in the world and a true symbol of Russian heritage. Located on Kizhi Island in Lake Onega, in the Karelia region of northern Russia, this UNESCO World Heritage Site is famous for its breathtaking churches built entirely of wood, without the use of nails. The centerpiece is the Church of the Transfiguration, built in 1714, which rises with 22 domes arranged in a pyramid-like shape, creating a magical silhouette against the sky. Next to it stands the smaller Church of the Intercession, with 9 domes, and a tall wooden bell tower, together forming the Pogost ensemble. What makes Kizhi Pogost so admired is not just the scale and beauty of its architecture, but also the incredible craftsmanship of Russian carpenters, who used only axes and traditional methods to build these masterpieces. The shimmering domes, covered with aspen shingles, reflect sunlight in a way that makes the churches appear to glow, especially at sunrise and sunset. Visitors from all over the world are amazed by how such a grand and complex structure was created from simple wood, in a harsh northern climate, and yet has stood for centuries. More than just a religious site, Kizhi Pogost represents the spirit, faith, and artistry of the Russian people, making it one of the most admired and beloved landmarks in the country. The Kolomenskoye wooden house is a remarkable example of Russia's traditional wooden architecture and a true journey back in time. Located within the Kolomenskoye Museum Reserve in Moscow, this historic site showcases the beauty, craftsmanship, and cultural richness of old Russian life. One of the most famous wooden structures here is the wooden palace of Tsar Alexei Mikhailovich, often called the Eighth Wonder of the World. Originally built in the 17th century, the palace was an enormous wooden residence made entirely without nails, featuring more than 250 rooms, colorful carvings, and richly decorated interiors. Although the original structure did not survive, a careful reconstruction was completed using historical drawings, allowing visitors today to admire its grandeur and creativity. The Kolomenskoye wooden houses and churches represent the skill of Russian carpenters, who managed to combine practicality with artistic beauty in every detail. People love this place because it feels like stepping into a fairy tale, with carved wooden towers, sloping roofs, and vibrant decorations that capture the imagination. Beyond its architecture, Kolomenskoye is also surrounded by beautiful nature, which makes the experience even more magical. For anyone interested in Russia's history and culture, the Kolomenskoye wooden house stands as a living treasure that continues to inspire admiration and pride. The Volkonsky's Manor in Irkutsk is one of Siberia's most treasured historic houses, admired both for its beauty and its deep cultural significance. This elegant wooden estate once belonged to Prince Sergei Volkonsky, a leader of the Decembrist movement, who was exiled to Siberia after the failed uprising of 1825. When he and his wife Maria settled in Irkutsk, their home quickly became not only a private residence but also a cultural and intellectual hub for the region. Built in the traditional Siberian wooden style, the manor features beautifully carved facades, spacious interiors, and carefully preserved furniture that reflect the noble lifestyle of the 19th century. What makes Volkonsky's Manor so special is the touching story of loyalty and resilience. Maria Volkonskaya, a noblewoman from St. Petersburg high society, chose to follow her husband into exile, bringing warmth, refinement, and education to the distant Siberian town. Today, the manor has been turned into a museum, where visitors can explore the Volkonsky family's personal belongings, music instruments, and historical documents. People admire this house not only for its charming architecture but also for the powerful love story and dedication it represents. It stands as a symbol of courage, sacrifice, and the enduring spirit of Russia's cultural history. The House of Rabinovich, located in Taganrog, Rostov Oblast, is one of the city's most recognizable historic mansions and a fine example of 19th-century Russian architecture. Built in 1870 for the merchant Rabinovich, the house was designed in the Neo-Greek style, which was popular among wealthy Russian families of the time who wanted their homes to reflect both elegance and status. Its symmetrical facade, decorated with columns, pilasters, and refined stone details, gives the building a dignified and noble appearance. Inside, the mansion originally featured spacious halls, high ceilings, and richly furnished rooms that showcased the prosperity of its owners. What makes the House of Rabinovich so special is not only its architecture but also its place in the cultural and social life of Taganrog. Like many merchant houses of that period, it was more than just a residence. It was a symbol of success and a space where business, culture, and family life intersected. Over time, the mansion has survived wars and political changes, yet it still stands as a proud reminder of the city's past. Today, it is protected as a cultural heritage site, admired by both locals and visitors for its harmony, beauty, and historical value. People are drawn to the House of Rabinovich because it captures the atmosphere of 19th-century Russia, when Taganrog was a thriving port city full of ambition, trade, and cultural exchange.